Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 239, and welcome to the Open, right? This is kind of something that we all wait for all year long, and it's finally here. It's kind of like the Christmas of CrossFit, right? So they announced the 15.1 first Open, or first workout of the Open, and it's interesting kind of collection of two workouts. We kind of have that traditional CrossFit gym workout for the first time, right? We see this and rep, and then we see this weighted exercise afterwards, okay? So there's a couple things I want to talk about is how to prep, okay? So these are kind of special editions. They're going to be a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Work with me here, right? When we first talk about prepping, pre-WOD prepping, okay? So what are we going to do to ready our body for this exercise that we're about to do, okay? First thing is first, guys, the first time that your heart rate spikes shouldn't be during that workout, because I promise you oxygen depletion then it makes you lightheaded, kind of everything kind of goes by the wayside then, right? So what we need to do is we need to get on and we need to warm up our body appropriately, okay? What I suggest is a bike for this one, because we don't necessarily need to overuse our grip or our backs with the rower. So what we have is we have a 5-minute warm up on the bike. 50%. That means that you should be able to walk around, or you should be able to talk to your neighbor next to you. All you're trying to do is kind of get that tacky feeling on your skin, right? Get the heart rate up about 50%. From then on, from 5 minutes 6 and 7, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do alternating 20 seconds, 10 seconds. And what we're going to do is 80 to 90%. So we're going to do 80, 90% for 20 seconds. We're going to kind of go into that lackadaisical bike ride for rest ride, I guess, right? For 10 seconds, and continue doing that alternating for 2 minutes. So you're gonna then take a rest, okay? You should have this little spike and valley, spike and valley, spike and valley. And then from there, once you catch your breath, it's about 90 seconds or so, we're gonna do 1 minute at 90% effort, okay? And I want you to really get your heart rate up there. It's not like I'm about to pass out and die, but I want a good effort, not a max effort, right? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hydrate, we're gonna rest 10 minutes at minimum. If you guys need about 15, that's fine, but you don't want to get cold, okay? So rest and hydrate then. Now what we're talking about is overall prep for this workout. Remember, this is a 15-minute workout where the first 9 minutes is an ANREP. And the first thing I could say, especially when we're talking about how do we get the most out of our workout, and we could tell this, there's nobody better than Rich Froning that can answer this, and that's setting a pace at which you can control. So the first thing I'd like to tell people to do is turn ANREPs into EMOMs, okay? And that's whatever work you can do, all right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be 1 minute, but say we're going to take a round of this current workout where we have 15 toes to the bar, 10 deadlifts, and 5 snatches, okay? If that takes me in 1 minute and 15 seconds, that's fine. I just calculate that in my head, and I try to keep a constant tempo of that workload, okay? So the best guys in the world were doing around 52, 53 seconds, and then they kind of slowly dropped off. That's fine towards their, what they made, seven change, right? 7 and change. So their 6th and 7th work started to roll off. That's fine, okay? But just say that you want to do 1 minute 30. That's fine, right? And then you're going to try to complete those 1 minute 30. When we come over here, so that's my first thing, ANREPs into EMOMs. Second thing is rest appropriately. You will notice how much those guys rested if you watch that, and they use their rests wisely. So the first thing is, right, when I say rest appropriately, keep calm. Don't go out there like a bat out of hell, because it's the first workout in the CrossFit Open of 2015. Try to contain yourself, rest appropriately. Use your transitions as rests, okay? And one thing that I hate and I never see anybody really do correctly is rest upright, okay? When I bend over, okay, my diaphragm can't expand, can't tighten, my lungs can't expand, I can't collect oxygen. We don't want to do that, right? We want to rest in an upright position, hands over our head if we can, possibly, rather than getting chucked. And then breathe, okay? Don't forget during exercises, you're going to see this come up 3 times, 4 times in today's little scouting report, is breathe. Breathe during the exercises. You'll see when people breathe at the top of the snatches, people breathe at the top of deadlifts, and you still have to breathe when you do toes to the bar. Don't hold your breath. Again, oxygen depletion, not good, right? So, last thing, save your grip. These are light weights and they're high reps, right? So respect them, because over the course of 9 minutes, you will burn out your grip, okay? So, moving on to our first our first movement, and that's toes to bar. We have 15 of these, okay? This workout is all about toes to bar endurance, okay? So make these things manageable sets from the get-go, okay? I really like to use descending order, so that 6, 5, 4 will give us our 15. If you can't do that straight 15, this is a great idea for you to do because it's easy on the mind. 6, 5, 4, it just works out really, really well. The second thing is quick knees, and the third thing is alternated grip widths. I want to show you right over here. One of the things that we really like to work on when we're doing toes to bar, right, is we see people kind of keep this half knee bent position where they work like that, and that's really hard. We want to limit the time at which our leg is bent in the air, right? So if I'm hanging out just like this, just talking, my quad will start to burn, okay? So if I can limit, and this is much easier, boom, like that, I can limit the amount of time that I'm holding my leg into flexion, right? So in an exercise such as this, which is very toes to bar dominant, I want to lead with my knees and kick to finish. Second thing is, as you get tired, you can alternate your grips. So I can use different vectors of my muscles if I take a wide grip versus a narrow grip. Okay? So that's my two keys with that. Second thing, or as far as muscle prep for this, we all think about shoulder and hip, right? That's two things that we want to think about as warming up our tissues. But don't forget to get the glutes and the low back, because the tighter this is, the harder it is for me to bend, and then the harder that these tissues have to work during that exercise. Make sense? Next thing, don't forget to breathe. Like I said before, breathe. So I'm going to breathe at the bottom when my lungs are expanded, right? My lungs can expand. I'm not trying to take a deep breath here. Doesn't work, right? So it's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, as the legs go back down. We're moving on to deadlifts. Like I said, breathe. A lot of times, give me a couple deadlifts real quick. When we deadlift here, the two things I want you guys to play with here is saving your grip. You'll notice 115-pound deadlift isn't a lot for most of us. However, it can be, okay? So what I want to see you guys to do is alternate your grips from the beginning, so that way we can save our hands. Second thing is, I want you to play with how much knee bend, okay? Show me one with a lot of knee bend, and show me one with that's almost a stiff-legged deadlift, okay? If we can limit our knee bend, we increase hamstring activation, but we decrease quad activation. And we know that it's a heavy quad dominant exercise to do all those toes to bar, right? And don't forget to breathe. Breathe in the top. So show me exhale on the top. Good. And breathe on the way down. So next one, snatch. This one is the one where we want to go hook grip, right? Again, we're trying to save our grip. Show a good hook grip for me. Good. We're going to wrap our thumb around. And cover with our fingers. That gives us our hook grip. Now, when we do our snatch here, just remember a couple things. Fast elbows. Show me nice, good, fast turnover. Boom. Right? He's tired. He just did the workout. You can do them faster than that. I know that. What I care about is this. Is still using my hips. Okay? Just because it's a lighter weight doesn't mean that you still need to use your hips. And then we're pull, and then boom. You want to get those hands over as fast as you can, especially in the CrossFit world where press outs are illegal, right? Might as well use it if you can. I'm just being serious. So we have, 5, it's either unbroken for 5 or ghost ride down. So if you have the strength to go unbroken for 5, that will help, right? However, if you don't, if you have to break these up, it's best just to go 5 singles and ghost ride down. What I mean by that is we're not wasting time. Show me a couple ghost ride. Good, and drop, and ghost ride down, right? So he's not lollygagging there. He's just ghost riding down. Awesome. Now, final thing. Don't forget to breathe, right? Final thing is when we get to the clean and jerk, okay? The first and foremost is what we want to do is we want to load our bar to whatever we think that we're going to do, right? And then we're going to rest for 90 seconds. And the reason we want to rest for 90 seconds is because we just worked really, really hard, right? So we need to be able to collect our breath and go on from there so we can have a good effort, okay? After we, so the first thing is load the bar first. Second thing is rest for 90 seconds. Now, most importantly here, I guess, would be to respect the weight. We just watched a workout where these guys had, what, 365, 375 clean jerks, right? And they hit about 90% of that. They opened up with about 70, okay? So based on your level, like you're either elite or beginner, I would open up with around 70%. If you're on the lower half, you can open up with 50, okay? If you're on the upper half, you can open up with 75, but I would not open up with anything above 70%. And then your percentage increases would be 70, 80, 90. If you hit 80%, all right, that's a really good day. If you hit 90, I mean, that's a bonus, okay? That would be awesome. But choosing your opening weight really is going to be grip dependent. If you just smoked your grip, hitting 80% on your clean and jerk is probably going to be pretty hard, right? So that kind of encompasses everything. We have our pre-WOD, we have our overall prep, okay? And we talked about our 3 movements, including our clean and jerk, which will be our 4th one. 3 movements, how to put them together. The best thing, guys, stay calm, stay focused, have fun with this, right? That's what CrossFit workouts are all about. Have fun, do it as a community, have fun at the open. And guys, yeah, I guess, until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.